And God said, what's your problem? Take them shades off. Have you ever seen my shades? So, we all get in the flesh sometimes. And you know what? And if I would have kept them on, I would have been in sin. I would have been disobeying God. So I took the shades off and slowed back down. I kept my eye on them, though. Come on, because we all have moments where we have momentary lapse of insanity. We all do it. We get frustrated. Some of you might even actually curse, not cuss. Some of you might curse. I hope you go to. That's a curse. There's a difference between curses and cusses. Cuss is an expletive. Curse is a direction. Curse is the GPS of the unsaved. They're positioning you. I want you to go there. But look, so you see, without God, without proper rule, you will worship any way you want to. And there are some people that, they believe that, you should have church in your house. They had church in the Bible from house to house. And the only problem with that is who's in charge? Because it's your house. For the most part, you're going to be in charge. And how are you going to grow? How are you going to govern new growth? There's nothing wrong with having meetings in your house, but you do need to have an ability to have strangers come by. So you can have service in your house, which is recommended because it makes it personal, but the growth comes from strangers. See, when strangers can come into the house of God, they can bring a gift. I went over everybody head. Proverbs 3:7 says this. Y'all want to go there? Go to Proverbs 3:7. See, because the key to growth in church is God. And you don't know, you can have your children, but for the most part, your children will not outgrow you if all they see is you.
That's right.
What am I? I'm a baby boomer. So my daughter will have baby boomer benefits. Some of you are millenniums or whatever. What's the other generation? X's and millenniums. Your children will have X effects or millennial effects. My daughter will have boomer effects. But all of them can be equal if they get a God effect. See, this is going to be our safety net because most people will raise their children based on how they were raised.
That's true.
My father and mother raised me. It worked. But this is where we need to get our rules. We need to get our children here. All of them can be equal in God's eyesight, no matter whether they X, Y, Z, boomers, millennials. It does, listen to me, people. You may think I'm crazy. It does make a difference how you were raised because you will go to what's convenient for you. And that's why beating your children, you got to find out if you're chastising them or you're beating them. Because if your parents beat you, you might be just beating your kids just because. I wish I had, sometimes you ever go in the inner city, sometimes you just really want to have a big crane in the sky. And when you see a parent abuse a child, you just want to scoop them up and deposit them in a river. Have a life raft, but just take them from that place of hurting that child. That child did not ask to come here. Neither did you. You did not ask to get saved. It was God's plan to make you his kid. You could have been on your way to hell, minding your business. You could have been in sin, still enjoying sin. But no, God had to come with a big crane from heaven and take you out of the devil's life. So now you got to find from him, okay, I was going to hell. Now I'm not. What do you want me to do? What are my rules? Love. I'm going somewhere. Well, what's this? Proverbs 3:7 says this. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Do what? Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Now, when we're looking at evil, I don't want you to think about sin. I want you to look at evil as something not right. You ever been in a situation you just don't feel comfortable? You know, it's like, it's not right. Something's not right. You know, you get up in the morning, something's not right. I don't smell no bacon. I smell eggs. I need the pig. I cracked the joke since you're falling asleep on me. But it says, be not wise in thine own eyes, fear the Lord and depart from evil. So how are you going to not be wise in your own eyes? You got to find someone to fear. Because everyone's right in their own eyes. See? So you got to find God. You got to say, well, you know what? How can I respect God more if he let me get away with everything? You know, when you look out there in the world and you ask people, you know, do you believe in God? And they say, yeah. And you say, well, why you don't act like it? I mean, you know, how many people, you know, you can't witness like that, but get bold enough. If they're your family members, like, you know, you believe in God? Yeah, I believe in God. I just don't have to go to church. You be like, well, won't you act like it then? Challenge all your unsaved loved ones. Say, listen, I'm not going to go to church, and we'll see who acts better. Nah, don't do that. Because nobody be here but me. I'm going to miss y'all. Proverbs 12:15. Look at this. And don't get mad, you know, because if you're a fool, you can change. Proverbs 12:15 says this, the way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise. Now come over here, Cheryl. I mean, I'm amazed by this lady right here. Come over here, Cheryl, please. Now this is a true story, and I am very amazed. Now this is, her name is, oh wow, you grabbed my hand like we're in the military. You're out of the military, you retired, stop. This is Dr. Cheryl Reed. Now we grew up together in the projects in Harlem, and she ended up being a military doctor. And she came to this church, and guess what she does? She became a major in the Army and a doctor of divinity. Okay, sorry, a military doctor, like she sewing people up on the battlefield. No. What amazed me the most about her, and this is a true story, she listened to me. Now look, let me tell you a story. Now, see, when you grow up with people, you don't act like they grew up. Come on, you ever been around people that you grew up with? You don't treat them like they grown, no matter how old they are. I told her to do something else. She said, yes, sir. I said, I like that. I mean, because I didn't ask her. I told her what to do, and she said yes. I'm like, for real, it works. So it was two things. Her military background and the fact that she was saved. I tell some people that are saved that don't know me from the natural, I say, do this. They be like, you need to talk better than that. you need to say please and thank you. I'm like, as a pastor, my job is to look over your soul. And I don't have time to always be polite. There's a devil going to kill you. Oh, hold on, all right. Please, can you not sin and kill that person? Please don't do it. No, stop it. Come on. I work for God, and he told me to work for you. You may get bored at my messages, but guess what? I still work for you. And my job is to tell you that God wants you to follow rules so you got good manners so he doesn't have to keep admonishing you. Amen. He wants to bless you. The Bible said he will withhold no good thing from them that walk upright. He doesn't want to hold anything back any longer. How can he change the world if he holds back from his own children? Proverbs 21:2 says, it's every way of a man is right in his own eyes, but the Lord pondereth the hearts. See, you got these ideas going on up in your head, but God's looking at your motives. Yes. He's looking right at your heart. And what you need to do is have heart glasses. Yes. So if somebody's looking at my heart, I want to see who's looking. Yes. Wow. How many women here, any like real women that know how to pick up when a man is acting like a man? Right? Come on, help me. You right? You know every hello is not a hello. Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you be like, Johnny, why are you saying hello to me like that? We ain't like that. So it says God, every man has his own ways, but God ponders the heart. God knows your motives. But we got to look at him when we do stuff. Now you're going to look at God. He's going to have to get inside of you by permission. Proverbs 30:12 says this, there is a generation that are pure in their own eyes and yet is not washed from their filthiness. I mean, look outside. Look at the generation that's walking the street, man. The whole generation. They make more money, they're smarter, and they have not one sense that there's a God. All their sins are in front of them. Look at them. The generation now is the most unchurched generation, yet they are the less prejudiced too. Make you think that church, make you think that church breeds prejudice in America. I'll say it one more time. They're the least church and the less prejudiced. But there's a generation that are pure in their own eyes. You know, you ask somebody, you want to get saved? I'm all right. You need to get bold as a witness. You'd be like, you know what, I'm glad you said that. I want to show you what the Bible says about what you just said. It said there's a generation, you ask them, anybody else your age? Bunch of people, right? There's a generation that are pure in their own eyes and yet is not washed from their filthiness. Because sometimes we being nice to people, we ain't going to help them. They need to know how filthy it is. Sin is like eating diarrhea in the sand. Now that's dirty. But when you're a sinner, it's not that dirty. Come on, think about it. You know, all right, everybody act like you're not saved. Those of you that have been saved at least 6 weeks, you know you stopped doing stuff that you enjoyed. Now you look back like, yeah, I did that. Amen. But you did that, and it was not, yeah. See, so that's why we can't look down on anybody, because you know what? We've been there. Some of us was professionals at that. We were so good at sin, we gave practice lessons. You know, yeah, I remember when they taught me how to steal stuff from the store. Nobody ever stole stuff? You know, you need somebody to teach you, because once you steal as an amateur, they always catch you. You need a pro to teach you how to steal. So they say, when you go in the store, don't steal until they're not looking. And I remember one time, they had these mirrors in the corner. Let me just show you how the flesh works. I got money now. I got a job, and I got a wife. And she got a job, and she got money. I still go in stores, and the devil still try to tell me, nobody's looking. Take that cake. I used to steal cakes. There is no temptation but such as common to man. We didn't have money. You couldn't steal a hero, right? We couldn't steal a hero because the hero had to be made. And you wasn't going to get a hero. You can go in the back, knock the cake on the floor, tie your sneaker, come up with a cake. So every time I'm in stores and I don't see nobody, the devil say, look, ain't nobody around. Just take the cake. I'm 54 years old and I'm still getting tempted to take the cake. I don't take them though. I was in a restaurant the other day. I had a craving. We took my daughter out for her 11th birthday. We went to Red Lobster, and they having a lobster fest, and I couldn't shake it. I ate with them, but I still had the feeling. So I dropped her off. My wife was nowhere around, so I went to Red Lobster. And I was indulging in the ultimate feast. I was enjoying it. Got my bill back. And I said, something ain't on here. And here's the flesh. Yo, you getting blessed. I said, I'm believing God for too much to be convicted about not paying my bill just because he didn't add the stuff on it. I called the guy up and said, listen, you forgot to add something. He said, okay, I'll put it on there. Should have said thank you. But it was my conscience. I got to live.
Hallelujah.
Richie ain't stealing cakes no more. Whether no one sees me or not, God sees me. I've grown up. My father tried to put that fear in me. You know, your parents try to beat you and say, listen, I'm always going to know what you're doing. But God does know. And I'm not going to sit there and not pay for my meal and then my conscience smites me. No. I'm believing for great things. And I can't believe for great things breaking rules.
That's right. Amen. Amen.
I mean, that food was good. But it wasn't worth being free. Let's get out of here. Look, Isaiah 5:21 says this, woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. He says, woe unto people like that. I mean, when you start to think your own thoughts, you're in trouble. Now I got to close because I'm out of time. I'm going to try. Can I close without giving 100 scriptures? Watch this. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11. Prophet Tyler still here? Y'all hearing this, right? See, without proper rule, we will make up our own rules. We were created in the image and likeness of God. If we're not careful, we will be the next God on the block. Anybody any know real men? Yeah, a real man. A real man is by nature, don't get mad at me when I say this, by nature, a real man is a king. A real man is in charge. A real man is the boss. A real man is always right. A real man. But a God-fearing man says, no, God is always right. God is the king. See, it doesn't take away from you being real. It's just that you really now know what's real. God will not strip that from you. He'll help you crown him. Only people he's going to make crown him is people when they die. But while we are alive, we can choose to crown him king.
Yes.
Amen.
Now, you know, how many, anybody remember that? What's that Moabitess girl's name? Ruthie. Man, you know what she did? She had this old, now listen, you older than me, right? You're like 55, you 1 year older than me. Come over here for 1 second. You're married? But are you in love?
Yes.
All right, good. So when I give this example, none of y'all try and get up in his life. Now, can you imagine this young man, his name is Boaz, filthy rich, minding his business. Everybody, all the other fellas just chilling. Just chilling. And then this young girl come. Everybody sleep, and she just take his shoes off and lay at his feet. And he'd be like, why are my feet hot? He get up and sees this young girl laying on his feet. He goes just like this, yo. That's right. He gave us something. He said, don't tell nobody. I'll take care of business. Thank you. See, and that's how Ruth got her Boaz. And you know, because a lot of women say, I want a Boaz. Why don't you be a Ruth? Everybody want Boaz. Ruth clave to Naomi. Find you some Naomi. Find you a holy woman of God and serve her. Get you some Ruth in you. Instead of saying, I want me a Boaz.